5 6 4 5 6 0. Connected to node 5 6 4 5 6 2. Node 3 4 7 0 2 5 2. Connected to node 5 6 4 5 6 0. Node 3 4 7 0 2 5 2. Disconnected.
WU7N Whiskey Uniform 7 November testing.
WU7N, full copy. This is KD7ZYM.
Well, thank you, Dave. Waiting for Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net at the top of the hour.
Node 3 1 3 5 3 3 0. Connected to node 5 6 4 5 6 0.
Good evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of amateur radio enthusiasts that take to the airways with digital amateur television in the DVB-T format. We transmit on 70 centimeters, goes to a crossband repeater on Cougar Mountain, and spits out images at 1.2 gigahertz. To find out more about our group, please Google WW7ATS. That's Google WW7ATS. That will take you to our homepage on the internet. There you'll see the exact frequencies we transmit and receive on, and also you'll find a link to YouTube, where we stream our nets held Wednesdays and Saturdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. Also, we'd like to thank the Western Washington Amateur Television Society 2-meter station WW7STR 147.08. That's 147.08 on the 2-meter side with a tone of 103.5. We simulcast our audio. So with that, I'll pause in case anybody has emergency traffic or needs to make a contact before our net gets underway. Again, this is Dave, KD7ZYM. Again, good evening. This is Dave, KD7ZYM, and this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Network. Signed in by video link already is Ron, KD7QKU in Tacoma. Bob, K9PQ. Richard, Wade, W7ITL. James, WU7N, Carlos, 87NP, and myself, Dave, KD7ZYM. Is there anybody else wishing to check into the net? Hearing none, we'll start off the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net by going to Ron, KD7QKU in Tacoma.
Okay, I see my picture coming back on the TV set, but I don't see it on streaming, so I don't know if the streaming's not working right or something. So anyway, this is Ron, KD7QKU in North Tacoma, where I have 46 degrees. Gee, I had over an inch of rain yesterday. It was foggy this morning and kind of drizzly all the way up till about noon. And then the sun never came out or anything. So I guess the most exciting thing that happened this week is that Richard came over on Monday, and we went out to lunch, and he had his new Mustang, and we rode in that and looked at it. Oh my, really nice car. It's a 4-door sedan, which kind of looks like a 2-door sedan, really. I thought it was a 2-door, but it's 4-door. It has a big screen in it, like a GPS screen, TV screen. It's as big as my computer here, or bigger, my laptop computer. And it runs so nice. Man, does it accelerate. It's really got lots of power. Like I say, beautiful car. It's white with a little bit of metal flake in it. In the sun, you could see it. It was real pretty. All right, I'll turn it back to net, KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, thanks with that. You had a little bit of an echo on your audio. I don't know where that was coming from. I checked that you had the 2-meter turned down while you're transmitting. Let's go to Bob, K9PQ.
Okay, well, good evening, everyone. Thanks, Dave. This is K9PQ. I'm having a little trouble with my internet connection. I think it's my location. I'm at Deception Pass, and I believe everything's going fine with Echolink. I hope you're hearing me fine, and that's going directly out through my phone. I use the same phone to the hotspot to my laptop, and usually that works well enough. I tried it for the first time last time. It worked well enough to use Discord, but Discord didn't work, and now it doesn't even seem to have an internet connection. So I'm just going to be doing Echolink only tonight, and I don't even see anybody because I was watching people on Discord, but that's gone. Well, so let's see, a big day today. I know this doesn't sound very interesting, but I start off with laundry. And when you're on the road like me, that's kind of a big deal. That took a good chunk of the morning. I met my real estate agent for lunch, and we went off to the place to do the inspection on the Oak Harbor property. And everything checked out well enough. There were a couple of minor things, but nothing that would be enough of a concern to not go ahead with the sale. So right now it looks like that's what's going to happen. I still have the minutes from the HOA to go over to see if there's anything concerning there. There was a surprise that we got. We knew about one special assessment that happened earlier in the year, and the seller said she would cover that in the sale. We found out there was another one, apparently another different one that happened not too long ago, very significant one, and she's also going to cover that, which is great. All of that's great, but it does make me wonder, well, what else might be lurking out there? So I'm going to go over the minutes from the condo association meetings and just make sure there's nothing that they are discussing that I think would lead to another special assessment. Okay, well, that's good for starters. So yeah, I did go shopping at a new grocery store that'll be about a block away from my new home, just to kind of check it out. So yeah, kind of mundane stuff outside of the inspection, but all new to me. So back to Net Control, K9PQ.
K9PQ, thanks with that. Let's go to Richard, K7ITX.
Okay, well, yeah, Bob, I think you're doing your due diligence. I would be probably doing the same thing you're doing, reading the minutes. So hopefully there isn't anything lurking like up in University Place. And there's right at the end of 19th Street. It might be in the Tacoma city limits, I'm not sure. But we went down to you go to the bottom of 19th Street, and you're at a marina, pretty decent sized marina. But there's also a restaurant there called Boathouse 19. And I've never had lunch or
Remote
dinner
already in
ever.
this mode.
I've been there probably a dozen times. And sure enough, they came through they had on special for lunch, lobster tail, a dinner actually, and it was very reasonably priced. And I hadn't had lobster in such a long time, and so it was really nice to have that. And then plus they seated us. We got a window seat, and so I got the same view. I told Ron, this is the same view that I used to have in high school when we take our girlfriends down here and drink beer and other things. So I don't talk about it around my wife ever, but Ron it was just me and him. Joanne, oh shoot, she might be listening. Well, Joanne, it was all in high school, so you don't have to worry. This is what I'm 71 now, so the 50 from 71 is 21. So it's more than 50 years ago. So I shouldn't get in trouble. So with that, K7ITX, back to net control.
K7ITX, thanks with that. Let's pick up Wade, W7ITL in Tacoma.
All right, guys. Let's see if that'll come in. Okay. Well, it's nice hearing and seeing everybody tonight. Getting ready for the holiday. We got the Christmas tree in the background. We got that last weekend. And, yeah, looking forward to tomorrow's Thanksgiving. And lots of family coming over. So that's good. Let's see. Other than that, that's about all I got for this round, guys. Thanks for doing the net. I'll see you guys on the next round.
W7ITL, thanks with that. Let's pick up James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue.
Well, good evening. The CenturyLink saga continues here, and someone else pointed something out to me today. I think CenturyLink has a very specified disease problem. It really depends exactly what street you live on, whether CenturyLink is horrible or not. Someone was telling me today they're just a couple of miles away from me, and they said they've had CenturyLink for years and years, and it's really worked out well for them. And so I'm wondering now. The only thing I don't know if I told you guys this the last time, but the 22nd was the day the data died. And who was that song? Can anyone tell me who wrote that song? The day the music died. That'll be tonight's trivia question. But yeah, the 22nd is the day the data died. My landline phone and my data run over the same twisted pair as ADSL. And the phone has been deteriorating for some time. Every time it rains, the static is so bad, you have to ask people to repeat things. It's like one of those Midwestern farm phones that you see in the 1930s movies, except I don't have to crank a little crank and then, hold the little bell up to my ear and talk into the thing on the wall. But it's pretty close. So anyway, the phone the landline was deteriorating, and a couple of weeks ago, finally, I couldn't receive incoming calls. People were telling me that it would just go straight to the rollover voicemail or something like that. And then finally, a few weeks ago, the dial tone died. But the internet was cranking along there. I'm paying for about 30 megabits per second, and it would be anywhere between 5 and 15, depending on whether it's raining or dry or not. Well, Saturday morning, the 22nd, the data was gone. And as Dr. McCoy said, it's dead, Jim. There's not even battery on the twisted pair. So I called them up, and they said, and I think someone might have a sense of humor here if they're just jerking me around, because they said, we expect this to be repaired by the 24th of December. So I guess Santa is going to bring me a repaired phone line on Christmas Eve, if you believe that. So anyway, got to keep your sense of humor about this kind of stuff. So I'm on hotspot on the budget AT&T plan, so I may have to upgrade my plan because I'm learning all sorts of things that Bob by now must be an expert on. There's a difference between cellular data and hotspot data, and I think the reason for that is because they can make more money off us by differentiating those two things. And I don't know if they didn't do that on some plans, I suppose everyone would just leave their phone going all the time on hotspot data, and the cell sites couldn't support it. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm looking right now at a pile of, total of 4 computers. One is just so old. It works fine, but it's just so old it just doesn't seem to support any modern-day software, so I might try and load Mint on that after Wade told me about Mint. I have one that I can't even get to boot up. I thought it was the power supply, and just now I confirmed, no, it's not the power supply. The power supply works just fine. And then I've got another one that I think is the great hope here. It boots up, and it everything seems to work on it, but I think I need to wipe it and reinstall the operating system, and then start from scratch. And then I have the one that I've been trying to use for this net for some time now that just has too much garbage on it, and it probably needs to have the same treatment, just everything taken off and then the operating system put back on. So maybe that'll be this weekend's project, that and getting up Christmas lights. Wade, you've inspired me. Your tree is up. So I'm going to try and get up Christmas lights before Christmas Eve this year. Well, Ron, as you've already got a signal report, something was echoing pretty significantly there. I don't know what microphone you got open, but no one else is echoing, just you. Bob, you're up in Deception Pass. I'm amazed anything other than HF works up there. So I think mundane is good in your daily life, and I think it's great you can join the network, and Echolink still works. I'm looking at everything, so if anybody hears about anything, let me know. I've gotten various reports about Starlink. Obviously, the obvious big dog around here is Comcast, but I know that my coaxial cable from this side of the building to the Comcast head end, maybe 25 yards away, 20 yards away, whatever it is, I know that cable does not work, so that would be yet another battle to fight. And so I'm, looking at everything. I've heard of other places offering wireless internet, but I've gotten various reports about whether they work with VPNs and things like that. So anybody that's got any first-hand experience or knows anybody who does, I'm interested in talking to them. So this is it for this round. This is James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back to our net control for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Dave, take it away.
WU7N, thanks for that. And now let's go to Carlos, AD7NP. Let's see what the race looks like.
Okay, we have audio, we have video. This is very good. It wasn't my intended way of having audio and video, but here I am. Good night, everyone. Good to see you all. Oh, look at there. Bob is as video and audio. That's very good. Great to see you. This is 87NP back in Washington State. It was a great time, both in San Francisco and then Las Vegas. That's correct. I did prepare. Let me see if I can show it. Where's my cursor? I think I sent some of the video portions, but let me see if this works. Changing cameras, different camera. Oops. This was some of the San Francisco skylights, and there was a crew there that had the ideal setup to go and install antennas. You can just hang from the side of the wall and clean the windows. This is a fantastic situation. It's kind of multiple Waymos got stuck because the traffic lights were off, and then the policemen were trying to tell the self-driving cars that they should move over. Then the first one does move, it goes, and then the others do follow. This is the Salesforce Tower at night as a LED installation. This is a lot of people trying to enter the venue in the morning. This is my self-driving experience. I'm not the one driving, as you can see. No one else is driving. It's quite an experience, to go on a taxi. Then on Thursday night, I arrived in Vegas. Richard, I hope you're able to see this. This is some Mercedes that was at the hall, at the entrance of the casino. And these are some of the qualifying on Friday before it started raining. There's some pixelation. I don't think the repeater is able to handle all this moving. This were the F1 Academy ladies running on, I think on Friday night also. This was the turn 4 setup. So this is the beginning of the race on Saturday. This is when Max gets ahead of Norris, and then it just stays there for the whole race. And as the first people pass by, they left some parts, some car parts were left on the road. So that's it for now. From 87MP, I'm going to send it back to Dave, Net Control. And this was the end of the transmission.
MP, thanks for that. It was a nice video, seeing those race cars. I was interested when you said that was a piece. I hope somebody came out and picked that up so it didn't get run over. Anyway, this is Dave, KD7ZYM in Lake City. I got 46 degrees and cloudy outside. Boy, it's been kind of drizzling off and on all day. So I did get out of the house a little bit to go to Goodwill to get rid of a couple of boxes of clothing, and so that was getting some more stuff out of the house. At this rate, I think by about 5 more years, I might be able to have a little pathway in the basement. It's going so slow. But I did get off to Costco, and boy, what a madhouse that was today. I was going to picked up a chocolate cake for dessert for Thanksgiving dinner at my daughter's house tomorrow. So anyway, I guess on the menu is going to be not a traditional bird, but do steak instead. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's about pretty much what's happening here in Lake City. So I'm going to send it back up to the top to Ron, KD7QKU. What say you, Ron?
Okay, this is Ron, KD7QKU. Well, I turned the 2-meter radio volume down, so maybe you're not hearing it now. I didn't hear the feedback myself, of course. Carlos, you probably don't know, but Richard bought an all-electric Mustang E, I think it's called, and it's self-driving. He came over and we had lunch, but he didn't or wasn't able to demonstrate it maybe where we were driving, but on the freeway. like you got your Discord working. So back to net, KD7QKO.
KD7QKU, thanks with that. And get a quick ID here. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the '08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7CYM. Let's go to Bob, K9PQ.
Okay, a little technical note here. First of all, good to see you, Carlos. Welcome back home. And so I am really pushing this whole thing right now. I've become a bit of an expert on hotspots, I guess, but this is just, I haven't even read this anywhere. This is just my opinion. The reason that they have a different charge and a different control on hotspots is because on your computer, you can just use so much data so quickly compared to on the phone that, I mean, people can use a lot on the phone, but generally speaking, they'll use a lot more data on the computer. So mine is unlimited on everything. Unlimited voice, text, data on the phone, and hotspot data. But the way they manage that is they lower the speed of the hotspot data, 5 megabits per second, which is generally fine. I'm using it right now, and I'm really kind of pushing it right now. That's why I think it died on me earlier. The Discord died on me, and then I completely lost all of my Wi-Fi connection on the computer. But it's back. I've got it back, and we'll see how long it lasts. So yeah, that's the technical side. Oh, and as far as what I was using, I don't think is available where you live. I was up in GTE land, so I was using Ziply fiber, which is what the legacy GTE turned into, and it was excellent, really good service, excellent speeds. My experience with Xfinity Comcast is that they were really good until they weren't. They were really, really good for years, and then I had this weird problem that I just kept coming up every so often, and I'd call them up and they would say, well, you know, you're not renting our equipment, so we would have to charge you to come out and or at least, you know, you might get charged if we come out and check things out on your site if we find it to be your equipment. So they're kind of, you know, threatening, a veiled threat there. And so I tried changing my equipment, didn't fix it. And I finally just gave up and went to Ziply Fiber and never looked back. Comcast might be my only option in Oak Harbor. I'm not sure yet. They do have a phone. They have an island phone service, and they do say they have fiber. So we'll see. If I can get fiber, I'll get it. Let's see. Oh, yeah, the other thing I'm an expert on is what my own experience was with AT&T. Be very, very careful using data on AT&T through your phone. I racked up $75 just in overage charges in 1 month from doing exactly that, which is why I left them and went to Visible. And I'm very happy with Visible. Like I say, unlimited everything, no overage charges ever. Okay, I'll send it back. This is K9PQ.
K9PQ, thank you. Let's go to Richard, K7ITX.
Yeah, I believe that, Bob, about AT&T. It just so happens, though, that my wife has been with them for, probably about 12 or 13 years with her phone. And I don't know what the deal is, but she got grandfathered in. And maybe it wasn't AT&T, and then AT&T bought them out. And I don't quite know what the story is, but she got her service grandfathered in for unlimited data, and she has a hotspot that we've used when we're out and about, and didn't seem to have any problem with streaming movies. Of course, I wasn't smart enough to get it on my computer, but we watched it on my little telephone screen when we were camping. So I don't know. But I do know this. I've been on Verizon for over 10 years, and it's been a real sweetheart deal. I mean, it was all the phone was given to me. I've never had to pay for any service whatsoever, and that's just at the gracious courtesy of my former employer. However, Debbie still works for him, does administrative services. So he's part of the family basically. But I'm going to start I got to start paying. I'm probably talked about it, and I think I might have to pay $55 a month. We'll see how that goes. But I don't need a new phone. I just don't need it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the phone I have. It works perfectly. I compare my phone to other people's, and it looks the same, acts the same. So I know that if I tried to get onto AT&T, they would rake me through the coals. So, no, thank you, ma'am. So, and Carlos, thank you very much for the pictures that you sent previous to tonight, because I can't see. I don't have any video. I'm here at the Northwest Kidney Center doing my dialysis. I only got about an hour to go, and so thanks to you guys. You've given me a lot of food for thought and entertainment. But I did watch the race on television, and I did see the start, and I did see the car parts on the track. The start was it was good for the people up front, like it usually is, and kind of a bummer for a couple people towards the middle and end. So anyway, I'd give anything to go to an F1 race. Man, well, no, not quite, because I guess if you're not sponsored, I guess it is kind of spendy. So, anywho, great net tonight, and I guess I covered just about everything. I'll send it back to Dave. K7ITX, back to net control.
K7ITX, thanks for that. Let's go over to Wade, W7ITL.
No audio, Wade.
W7ITL, Wade, you want to try again? You had no audio either coming simulcast or coming out with digital audio.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe there's definitely seems to be isolated to something in the DATV setup. So I was just saying, don't have a lot going on. I am troubleshooting an issue with my water heater. I just got it replaced yesterday, and it's got one of these smart water wet detectors built.
Two, node, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6,
W7ITL,
0.
thanks for coming back. Let's move on to James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue.
Well, thank you, Dave and Wade. I tip my hat to you. Hot water troubleshooting on
Node 3, 1, 3, 5, 9.
You guys are always
0,
inspiring to me.
3,
I've been meaning to get water detectors at various places in this house for, gosh, a long time now. And I really need to buckle down and get that done, because my last hot water heater disaster was a big disaster. It was not a polite little leak on the bottom. It turned into a garden sprinkler inside of my garage, and it was really quite a mess. So I definitely, I mean, it's horrifying to think if I had not been at home when I took off. I mean, if I'd been on a trip or something, it would have been just awful. So anyway, I'm glad that you have something built in, but I've got to get something else get going here on mine. And of course, Richard, I remember you saying how you had a little waterfall coming down your stairs from the little hose that went to your bath or your toilet tank upstairs, cutting loose. So I want to get sensors under the toilet tanks, under the hot water heater, and behind the washing machine for sure. Those are places I want to put sensors in that ideally it would be nice if I get something that could automatically turn the water off. So if you're not home, but I suppose the smart thing to do is just turn your water off whenever you leave for more than a day or two. Let's see, Carlos, thank you very much for those pictures, and also the story about the self-driving cars. Those are funny. I drove a car down to California recently. It was a rental RAV4. I think it was 2025 RAV4. And, oh, my goodness, that was a really nice car. It made the trip bearable. It had radar-enhanced cruise control, and it didn't have self-driving. It had driver assist, which actually worked pretty good in the flatlands of southern Oregon before you got into the mountainous territory, where the fog line was very good on the right side, and it was bright sunshine, and everything is perfect. It did a pretty good job, but if you didn't have that, no, it didn't work anymore. So, but the radar on the cruise control, that was pretty cool. I like that. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, since I can't see, I don't have video tonight, maybe, Carlos, a week from today, next Wednesday, maybe you could toss those videos up again, because one way or another I'll have to solve my data issues by then. I've got too much business that I'm putting off here. Bob, thank you for your comments on your unlimited data. Yeah, I think, I mean, there's an AT&T plan, and the little robot told me all about it, and I said I was going to do it, but we'll read the little fine print in the contract. I read that, and then it was unclear to me what was cellular data and what was hotspot data. But I think your theory is probably sound. It's just a metering thing. It's also a way to get more money, coincidentally. What a coincidence. And also, it's the cell sites. I mean, some cell sites are, get all clogged up. I mean, during COVID, I would have a conversation with a bunch of people, and it was kind of almost funny. Friday afternoon, it was almost like we were rationed to about somewhere between 50 minutes and an hour, and the call would get cut off. And I was thinking, everybody else, more and more people don't even have a landline, and so they're all trying to get on there to talk to everybody in isolation at the end of the work week, and it's just overloading the cell site. So I can imagine there's only one way or another. There's only so much Mr. Physics can do for you. So since the phone calls are bits also, and all the cellular applications are bits, there's only so many bits to go around. So it doesn't surprise me that the service you have right now, for example, goes up and down and is all over the place. I did a couple of speed tests with me, and I got everything from something like 50 gigabits per second on one speed test down to 10, I think, on another speed test, all in the same, 5 minutes. And Dave, you did Costco Madness today too. I did also. After a physical therapy appointment, I swung by Costco, and oh my goodness, it was crowded. And I just kind of walked through and had a few samples, and was going to walk out and give up. And then all of a sudden, it's like there was a calm around 4 o'clock, and the lines weren't bad at all. So I grabbed a cart and ran through and picked up a few items I wanted. And the line wasn't really that bad, so I got right up to it. But oh my goodness, there was a period of time there, I don't know, around 3 o'clock at the Redmond Costco that it was just packed. And I said, okay, this is not the day to try this, because I'm pretty sure they're closed tomorrow, as is Trader Joe's. I think there's several other places that was kind of surprised me when I heard Martha Quinn read her list of closed stores tomorrow. I was kind of surprised to hear some of them being closed. So anyway, I guess everybody was in there getting their last-minute items for Thanksgiving tomorrow. And Ron, thank you very much for the Starlink endorsement from the people up in the Great White North of Canada, $125 a month. I looked. I'll have to do more research on that. I think it's about $300 for a ground terminal. What I'm unclear on, and I've got to actually talk to a Starlink user, is can you just leave it on 24 hours a day? I mean, because that's pretty much how I run my Wi-Fi in my house, because I have so many other Internet of Things that use that. Or is it something you turn on, do your business, and get off? Or if you do leave it on all the time, is there keep alive or things like that going on that would eat up your data? Those are questions I don't have answers to. Bob, thank you for your information too on what you're doing, because you're, like I said, you're kind of the expert. Maybe we'll talk more this weekend after Thanksgiving is over. And you can tell me how things have gone for you on that new cell phone system you have. I think we talked about it a little bit before, but now it's getting serious. So, Richard, thank you for your thoughts on how you manage your telecommunications. Yes, it's always nice to have a legacy employer and a wife still there. That probably solves a lot of problems. Anyway, the saga continues. I just wish I knew, is CenturyLink ever seriously going to fix this, or are they on some kind of regulatory trap where they have to keep claiming they're going to fix it, but they just never will? Right now, I just got my home phone line forwarded. I was able to get into the system there and forward it to my cell phone. So I have 2 phone numbers that come to my cell phone now, and so that's how I'm handling the phone side of things. Now I just have to figure out how to kind of manage the data challenge. Okay, so it looks like we got about 14 minutes left to the net. Let me turn it back to Dave, our net control. This is James, WU7N, in Northeast Bellevue. Take it away, Dave.
WU7N.
Let's go to Carlos.
Carlos, 87.
What say you, Carlos?
You, Carlos.
All right, something is working, audio is flowing. This is 87NP back on the net. Congratulations on the electric car, Richard. It seems like it's a Ford Mustang. Very nice. I saw the picture on the SMS, on the group text. So I assume that was your car. I sent the link to the video so that folks can watch on our group text also. Yeah, I'm not sure why Wade, your audio was not flowing. Was definitely not even getting to the repeater. I checked on Voicemeeter and it wasn't there. I think, James, you'll have a new contender. The Amazon Leo is coming online, and so that will be another option on satellite. I think they announced they would have 1 gigabit download. Good questions on the Keep Alives. I don't know the answer. Don't know the answer to that. In terms of new devices, I wanted to show something that I just got. It's a new multimeter that also has an oscilloscope. It's kind of not that expensive. This is $80, and it basically has all the multimeter capabilities. But right now, oops, let me not get so much glare. Right now, it's showing the sine wave that the signal generator is generating also. So the functions that it has is oscilloscope, multimeter, and signal generator. So it's generating a sine wave. I can tell it to generate a square wave, and now as we go to the oscilloscope, it will show a square wave. So pretty neat device that is now being made for less than $100. It's quite amazing. It's a 2-channel oscilloscope. It's only 50 megahertz, but for audio debugging is quite nice. And that's it for now. Sending it back to the network. Probably it's going to be my last transmission as we are reaching the end. I continue to have some activity as I sit here on my HF network radio. This is the picture of all the little dots that I've been able to reach, and I keep adding. I'm trying to cover all the grids in the US, but it's quite enjoyable to do the HF FT8 contacts, so it's been going quite well. Back to Dave Net Control from 87NP in Clyde Hill. 1, 2, and 3.
'87NP, thanks for that. And time to get another ID. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. On the 08 machine, again, I'm Dave, KD7ZYN. Well, it's been a pretty nice net. Those self-driving cars, I thought what was interesting in San Francisco, we had the backup where the stoplight had not been working at an intersection. It had a manual control with a police officer or a traffic control person. And finally, the cars noticed that they were given an authorization, I guess, by hand signals that they could move through. So it's amazing how the software is filtered into those systems for self-driving. Well, this is Dave, KD7ZYM, and as I said, that's the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. So I'm going to move back up to Ron, KD7QKU. What say you, Ron?
Okay, thank you very much, Dave. Good evening to the group again. KD7QKU, if I didn't say that. So, James, I think they paid about $600 for that Starlink unit. They bought it and then they put it out on the ground, and it just does everything by itself. It's pretty small. It's only about 12 inches in diameter. The screen, or the dish, I guess it is. And I'm pretty sure they pay about $125 a month for it. And whether they leave it on constantly, I'm sure they leave it on constantly when they're there. They watch TV on it, conduct business on it, they do everything on it. So we had Verizon forever, and then they had a promotion where they offered senior citizens T-Mobile. T-Mobile had a promotion. And so we got unlimited cell phone for $27 each, which was, I think we were paying about $40 each for Verizon, if I remember correctly. So we've had T-Mobile for quite a while. Seems to be fine. Joanne hasn't complained about any extra bill, and I have used it on the hotspot occasionally, but not too often. Usually if I have my iPad with me and I want to do something, I can do it. On my cell phone, it used to be Rainier Connect, now it's called Light Curve. I downloaded the app on my cell phone, and so I have, the TV on my phone, and I can get the guide just like you do on the TV set, and I can watch anything wherever I'm at on my phone, just like I do at home on the TV set. So that's pretty nice, and I've done that quite a bit. I've watched football games, and they last, 2 or 3 hours, and I think I've had it on watching football games. Very, very few movies, but I usually watch sport things for, several hours at a time on my phone. And like I say, Joanne hasn't said our bill has gone up or anything, so I guess it must be okay. All right, well, it's nice to see your pictures, Carlos. He was still showing some. And anyway, yeah, so have a nice Thanksgiving, everybody, and we'll talk to you, I suppose, on Saturday. So back to net in 73 is KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, thanks for that. Let's go to Bob, K9PQ. What say you, Bob?
Okay, well, I'm not taking notes tonight and now regretting it because I had a few things I knew I wanted to say and I can't remember. But this is working okay with everything here at which is up at Deception Pass. Yeah, there's no towns really nearby. I'm getting 3 bars right now, but it's weird. Some places I've been where I get 1 or 2 bars and have no issues with internet at all. And up here I'm getting 3 and even occasionally 4, and the internet seems to hiccup. By the way, I have not been watching any of the video output. I did try that before, and only that, along with Echolink, and it was too much. Discord seems to have better compression, so Discord, doesn't die, or doesn't die, which is what the other one did. I think what killed Discord for me this time was they have this new feature, status, and right now it has a cloud, and I was curious what it was. I didn't see the status part. That's on a different part of the screen. I just saw this new cloud that I'd never seen before. I put my cursor on it, and then everything blew up in Discord. So I think I'll try that when I'm back home again. And yeah, if I remember right, Ron, you are on an unlimited plan on T-Mobile. I remember when you got that, the senior plan, and that's a real good one. And I'm just liking this unlimited plan. I didn't think twice about my AT&T plan, which is not unlimited, but it was pretty high. It was 8 gigabytes, and it was costing a lot. But I was working, and I was always at home or at work, and it never came up. I never had to think about going over on anything until I, was no longer had Wi-Fi at home, and everything went through my phone. And that's when I got the $75 charge, which was that was after I already knew about how high the overage charges were, and I was really trying to keep my usage down. But a couple things snuck up on me. One was Dropbox, having to sync up all the files over several months worth because I hadn't been using the laptop, and the other was a Windows update. So yeah, between the two of those, it was very costly. But yeah, everything's pretty good here. I do like this service, and surprisingly good overall for as many places as I've been, all pretty rural. So it's worked out well. Oh, I see I'm pushing into the end, so I'll quit blabbering here, and I will say happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and good night. K9PQ.
K9PQ, thanks with that. Let's pick up Richard, K7ITX.
Okay, well, I'll try to keep it short, down to the wire here. And I guess I'll just thank you very much, Carlos, for sending a link to your video. I'm gonna, as soon as we get off the net tonight, I'm gonna try it out, and because I do have good Wi-Fi here, and then I think I'll watch our broadcast tonight on YouTube. I generally don't because I know everything that happened, but since I'm here and can't watch anything, maybe the YouTube broadcast should be interesting as well. So, and then Ron, as far as the electric car self-driving, yes, it's the next time, I promise, I'll take you for a spin and let my car do the driving. It's and it doesn't matter if it's slow or bumper to bumper traffic. It does just fine. Now, right now, it's just set up for highways, divided highways. But I understand Ford has got something in the works to do side street driving, similar to General Motors. So, of course, they got to be competitive, and I'm looking forward to the update. So, with that, I'm going to say thanks a lot, everybody. What a great net. This is K7ITX 73, back to net control.
K7ITX, thanks with that. And we wrap up the net this evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. As we bring the net to a close, wishing each and every one of you a great Thanksgiving. Come tomorrow, enjoy one another as you take time to think what you're thankful for. So on behalf of the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, this is Dave, KD7ZYM, saying good night to all.
Good night, all.
Node
WU7N.
3140174 disconnected. Node 3135330 disconnected.
Is there a station calling on the 08 machine? Negative contact, WU7N.